Hello, assalamu alaikum and welcome to Maths Plus Much More. I am Mohid, your presenter and teacher, live on JTV channel 827. This is the show where you learn maths at home and improve your results in school. But wait, that's not all, because in this show we learn more than just maths. We learn other things, hence the name Maths Plus Much More. If you remember, on the last show we were learning about Mount Kilimanjaro, and I was telling you my story and sharing my experience of how I went to climb that massive mountain in Africa. And we were looking through photos and looking through slides and everything, and it was really interesting and fascinating. And on the show before that, we were making cupcakes. And on the show before that, we were blowing things up, doing a physics experiments and all sorts. So on this week's show, we'll be doing something even more interesting too. But make sure you quickly go and grab your pen and paper so you can make sure you're doing some work as we go on in the show. This week's maths topic will be on adding fractions. And don't turn your TV off after I've said that. Adding fractions is one of them topics that I know you all hate. But don't worry, today we're going to make that topic really easy for you. So make sure you stay tuned in throughout the show. I'll tell you what the much more part of the show is later on. But before we do that, I'm going to introduce my brilliant guests on the show we have today. In fact, let's see if they're ready. Are you guys ready?
Yeah!
And do they sound ready to you? Nah. Are they ready? Let's see. Are you guys ready?
Yeah!
Okay, let's have a look. Should we start with the lads? Yeah, we'll start with the boys. Okay, we'll start with you. If you go, introduce yourself, please.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Mohid, for having me on the show. Hello, my name is Abu Shahar and I'm 13 years old. I'm from the Radcliffe School and my favourite subject is science, because I think it challenges me and I enjoy what I do in lessons. When I'm older, I think I want to be a consultant in the field of medicine, because I think it'll interest me in later on and I just want to carry on doing it.
Fantastic. So you want to get into the science industry?
Yeah.
What do you want to get into again? Medicine.
Medicine, yeah.
So you do you know exactly what sort of medicine?
Not really, just
you're still researching into it. So you want to be a consultant of some type?
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. That's really good. That's high aspirations there. And next to you we have, off you go.
Thank you for having me on the show, Mr.
You're
Mohid.
welcome.
Hello, my name is Abu Saeed. I'm 14 years old. I go to the Radcliffe School and my favourite subject is maths, because we have a great teacher and I enjoy it a lot because it challenges me. When I grow up, I want to get into the business industry, but I don't know what really I want to get into, so I'm looking into that at the moment.
Brilliant. So business. So you want to make lots of money, I presume, getting into business. Is it anything related to you? Say like maths. Do you think it'll be related to maths in any way?
Obviously, because like business, money.
Okay, yeah. I meant like, so yeah, you're right. Actually, business has got a lot of maths. Things like what sort would you be designing products or selling, having a service? What would you do?
Like designing products and selling them.
All right. So you want to? Okay, that's good. Brilliant. Off you. Okay, and the girls, off you go.
Thanks for having me on the show, Mr. Mohid. Hello, my name is Afsara. I'm 14. I'm at the Radcliffe School. My favourite subjects are science and English, and when I grow up I want to do something along them lines.
Science and English?
Yeah.
Okay, and as English teacher that does experiments? No? Imagine that.
Yeah.
That won't work, could it? So, so science and English, what can she do? Anyone got any hints? What can she do?
She could be a scientist.
She can be a scientist, yeah, and she can write her reports up really well with no spelling mistakes. Okay, that's good. That's a good subject to enjoy. And next to you we have, off you go.
Thank you for having me on the show, Mr. Mohid. My name's Naranya and I'm 14 and I'm from the Radcliffe School. And I enjoy science, it's my favourite subject. And when I leave school, I want to be a doctor.
A doctor.
And help save people's lives.
Wow, a doctor. That's good. So we've got guests on this show that have got huge aspirations. That's really good. Right, so should we get cracking with some maths?
Yeah.
Let's see, they're very enthusiastic too. So we'll start off with adding fractions, and like I said, it's a topic which everyone hates because the word fractions is quite scary, and today I'm going to hopefully make it a little bit easy for you. So on the board we've got adding and subtracting fractions as our title, and I've got a third, add a third. So if I've got a third, add another third, I'll get this is my new pen. Do you like it?
Yeah.
It's good, but it's got a rubber on top. Should I show everyone? Watch. And then you close the lid and you can rub it out.
That's okay.
It's actually just a sponge, but anyway. So if I've got a third, so how many squares am I shading for a third?
1, 3.
What for 1/3? Sorry. Yeah, I'll shade in 1/3. So that's 1/3, and then I want to add another third to it. So I shade in another third. Altogether, how many thirds have I got there?
2.
2/3. Easy peasy. So have you figured out a shortcut already?
Yeah.
What's the shortcut?
You just add the top one.
Yeah.
Add the top ones and what about the bottoms?
Leave it.
Excellent. All you do is you add the top numbers and leave the bottom numbers as they are. So we've got, in this case, we've got takeaways now. So what do you think you'll do, Nuranya? What would it be?
You have to take 7s from 3.
Which is?
4.
4 over?
8.
Over 8. Okay, is that my final answer though?
No.
Why not?
You can
Make it
simplify.
smaller.
You can simplify it. Good. So do you know how to simplify fractions?
Yeah.
Who can explain that to me? How do you? What do you do?
You
Go on.
find the number that goes into both.
You find a number that goes into both. So what number goes into both 4 and 8?
4.
4 goes into, yeah?
Yeah.
4 goes into 8. 4 goes into 4 how many times?
1 time.
Once.
1. So I'm going to write it, I'm going to cancel that 1 times. How many 4s go into 8?
2.
2. Cancel that and that becomes 2. So this is actually equivalent to a half. So I've got no space there. So the answer to this is actually 1/2. Okay? And the next one, similarly, go on, Saeed, have I got this one?
You do 8 minus 3, which is 5,
Which is 5.
and you leave the bottom alone, so it's 20. But
5 with 20.
you can simplify it though.
And so how would you simplify it?
Find a common factor.
Find a number that goes into both of them.
Yeah,
And which is?
5
5 goes into 5.
once, and it goes into 24 times.
4 times. Good. So you're left with. So the answer to this is actually, I'll write it down here, a quarter. Okay, I hope you can see that at home. And that's about it. All you do with adding fractions is, okay, you can't see that at home, the answer is 1/4. I'll write it here. A little bit messy today. So all you do is, if the bottom numbers are the same, all you do is you add the top, you leave the bottoms as they are. Easy so far, guys?
Yeah.
So, where do you think the problem comes though? Like now the bottom numbers are the same, aren't they? So what do you think the problems are?
When the bottoms are different.
Yeah, now the denominator. You know what that sounds like?
Well.
Terminator. But, have you watched Bugs Bunny? Bugs Bunny. Have you guys watched Bugs Bunny at home? Yeah, you have. Right, have you seen that little alien guy? What's he called? I don't know his name. He's only small and he's always chasing Bugs Bunny. He's an alien.
The yellow one.
Yeah, the yellow one, I think. And he talks like this. He says, not denominator, but he says demodulator. He goes, hey, come back with my demodulator. Come back with my demodulator. And he's so annoying that he says it, and it's so funny. So that's when I hear the word denominator, I just think, demodulator. I can't say it. I can't say it when no one's watching, but anyway, let's have a look. So now, we're looking, now the denominators, the bottom numbers, the denominators are different. Now we've got a bit of a problem. And what do you think the common answer is? What do you think what would people usually do and get it wrong in exams?
The 2 and the 4 and the 1 and the 1.
Yeah, the common problem is, and I bet you were saying that at home, you'd say 1 add 1 is 2, over 2 add 4 is 6. You'd say 1/6. But unfortunately that's not correct, because you have to, I'll show you right now. So if I get my pen, and let's use my black pen, the new one. There we go. So a half, so we know a half is this much. Yeah, and I want to add a quarter. So I want to add a quarter. So this is a quarter and a half. Well, I'm going to split this up into 4 parts. So that's a quarter and a half. So we said the wrong answer would be 2 over 6, won't it? Yeah. So the correct answer would be 1/2, which is, how many quarters is that? 2 quarters. 2 quarters plus 1 quarter is?
3 quarters.
3 quarters. So the answer is actually 3 quarters. It's not 1 add 1 is 2, 2 add 4 is 6. Yeah? So that's how it works. We need to actually make, the way to do it is we need to make the bottom numbers the same. So does anyone know how to do that?
Yeah.
How? Go on then.
So just times, yeah.
Times what? You said times something.
So times the bottom ones by each other.
Okay, that's one way to do it. Times the bottom ones by each other. Another way you could do is, you think of a number that they both go into. What numbers do 4 and 8 go into, Afsara?
8.
8 and 4, yeah? They go into 4. So let's say, I'm going to do it here. They both go into 4. So I'm going to cross this out for now. So this fraction is equal to 4 plus 4. So sum 4 add 4. But how do you get from, we both got the denominator same, how do you get from 2 to 4? What do you times by?
2.
Times it by 2, right? And so what do we need to do to the top?
Times it by 2.
You times this by 2. So what's 1 times by 2?
2.
2. Good. Now, we've got, how do you get from 4 to 4?
Times it by 1.
Times it by 1. In fact, you don't have to do anything. Times it by 1, so you do the same to that. Times that by 1
Is 1
is 1. And then if you add them together, add the top and add the bottom. You've got 2 and 1 is 3 over 4. Okay? And that's it. Now, I can see you all saying that's a lot of work to be getting on with, and it is, isn't it? It's quite a lot to do. I'm going to show you a shortcut, and this is, a lot of teachers don't like this because it's not technically the best way to do it. However, I'm going to show you just a shortcut, and you don't have to use it. But if you're running out of time in the exam, you can do it. And I call this Mr. Mohid's Bluetooth method. Don't ask why I call it Mr. Mohid's Bluetooth method, because the Bluetooth sign, I know it looks nothing like this. Does it look anything like that?
No.
But I think it does for some apparent reason. So I'm going to say this looks like a Bluetooth sign, and all I'm going to do, if I've got a fraction, all I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the Bluetooth sign, yeah, and I'm going to follow that. So what's 2 times 3? 6. Now I've got the top number. Now I'm going to go to the bottom number. 3 times 5? 15. Now I'm going to go back to the top number. 5 times 1? 5. Good. What sign did I go through?
Plus.
A plus sign. So all I do is 6 add 5 is 11 over
15.
15. Did you get that?
Yeah.
So all I did was I draw my Mr. Mohid's Bluetooth sign. I do that. I do it over the fraction. 2 times 3 is 6. But to get the bottom number, 5 times 3 is 15. 5 times 1 is 5. And at the top, leave the bottom the same. And then we get our answer. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the secret. But a lot of teachers don't like it. They prefer you to do it this method. Now, there's some questions here. We are going to go to a break very shortly. Now, here we've got takeaways, okay? So what should I do first? If I want to do it my method, Mr. Mohid's method.
Draw the Bluetooth sign.
Draw Mr. Mohid's fantastic Bluetooth symbol. You notice I'm doing it in a blue pen. So go on, Shahar, what do I do next?
You times 4 by 3.
I'll follow the direction, yeah, from top left to 4 times 3 is?
12.
Good, 12.
Then you do 5 times 3.
So I'll do follow this way. 3 times 5 is?
15.
15. And?
You went through a minus sign, so it's 12 minus 5 times 2. So
I'll do 5 times 2, which is 10.
And then you do a minus in between.
I go through a minus sign. So I put a minus sign in. So now I work out 12 take away 10 is? 2 over 15. And that's my final answer. Remember, because now it's a minus sign, that's why I took it away. So that's how you do it. Okay, so at home, have a go at this one. We will be going to a break very shortly. So have a go at this one. 3/5 take away 1/8 and see what you get. And in fact, there's some more questions. So quickly jot this one down. Or we are going to a break. So have a